Kaioken!
Hey guys, how you doing? I know it's a little bit weird hearing my voice on this channel, but today I decided I would make a how-to video or a tutorial on how to draw Super Saiyan God Kaioken Goku. For this I draw the contours of his face and then add this cross which indicates where the eyes and where the center of his face are. So with that you can also then later on indicate where the nose and the mouth of the character are going to be. Yeah, these lines are pretty helpful because you can get lost pretty quick in your own drawing and then have like an eye instead of an ear or something like that. Just kidding, but it's pretty helpful. I always do it, so if you're a beginning drawing I would strongly recommend this to you. Later on I move on to the neck and the chest. As the character is looking a little bit to his right, well, the left pectoral is going to be a lot bigger than the right one because of the perspective. So that gives you a pretty good incentive on to draw the shirt or whatever he's wearing, and then you can move on to the hair. The hair with Super Saiyans or Saiyans in general is pretty simple. You just draw like really thick and spiky dreadlocks, and yeah, they are pretty similar with all Dragon Ball characters. So unless you're drawing like Kuririn or Master Roshi, which don't have hair, every hair is going to be pretty similar to the Super Saiyan ones, which are the long dreadlocks. Moving on to the mouth, I put on some detail in the teeth and the tongue because, well, of course, every character in Dragon Ball is screaming the whole time, so that is pretty needful. For the nose, you only have to draw like a triangle and pull it up. Noses in Dragon Ball are pretty spiky, and unless you're drawing Krillin again, they're pretty straightforward. For the eyes, it's also pretty simple. Just draw this lines or this thingy they have in between them eyes, because they're always like kind of angry. And from there it's pretty simple to just pull out the eyebrows, and underneath the eyebrows you just draw the eyes, and well, that line they have under the eyes. So when you're happy with your drawing, you just move on to ink it. I usually ink it with a 0.5 fine liner because it gives a good, I don't know, it's a good balance between the fine liners, because as we know there is 0.1 and 0.9 fine liners, so I just take what's in between, and yeah, with that I drew my lines. For the face anyway, I drew with the 0.4 liner because it requires a little bit more of detail, and well, yeah, a finer line can get you there, so that's why I used the 0.4 liner. For some other details which require a even thinner line, I used my 0.2 liner. You can see that like on the, I think I used it on the hair and on the ear. Oh, and for the teeth also, I just realized. So yeah, that also gives your drawing a little bit more of life, and I don't know, it's not like everything the same. So some minor details also with a 0.1 liner. And when you're ready to color, I color my drawings with Copic markers These are alcohol-based markers which you can blend into each other, so that is pretty helpful. For the shadows, I went over with my pencil or construction pencil to indicate where the shadows and where the lights of the character were going to be. Once I had that, I went over with the cool grays, varying the intensity of the shadow, and yeah, then as I didn't have the right color palette, I had to experiment with my with my colors. So I went over with some pink, with some orange, and then with some red until I got my desired color. The good thing about these Copic markers are that you can blend them, so you can just like draw on a separate piece of paper, you can let some ink on there and soak it in with another, so you can draw. That's how I got this color of the face, which I couldn't achieve any other way. So yeah, it took some experimenting, but somehow I managed to get the desired color. So yeah, if it also I thought I had screwed up, but in the end I think I made a pretty decent drawing. So the what we learn of this is you shouldn't give up on what you're drawing just because you don't have the materials to draw it. You can draw anything with anything, or everything with anything. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. I moved on to the hair. The hair was not that much of a challenge. I just went over with some C3, that's cool 3, gray on the medium areas, leaving the bright areas out, and then over the darker areas with a C5, that's cool 5. Once I had that, I moved on to coloring the whole piece, or the whole hair piece, with a light blue, and then passed over the darker areas with a little bit more intense blue. Once I had that, I was happy with that. I moved to drawing the aura of Goku, which was pretty simple. I just kind of passed over it with my marker, and then of course added the Kaioken with a red marker. So yeah, that's how you draw Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.